All right, I think we're live. Are we live? Are we live? We are back. All right, today we're going to talk about Jordan versus LeBron. Um, Topic everybody talks about. Might as well speak on it myself. We're going to try to debate it on kind of a statistical element. Look at some peaks. I want to do Jordan versus LeBron peak to see who was better at what point of their career and see who's the better player at the end of the day. Because most people, I'll say most people say, mostly the older generation, older generation says Jordan is better. The newer generation, because what they know is LeBron, they see clips of Jordan, they know how good he is. Unless they don't like LeBron for whatever reason, then the younger generation is Jordan fans. But most people I know like to say they're Jordan fans, and then you talk to younger people, they tend to say they're LeBron fans. But let's go ahead and let's take a look. Let's kind of compare. And what we'll do, I already had some of this stuff pulled up, already better than yesterday. So we know Michael, 6'6", playing weight under 200. Played for the Bulls for the majority of his career. We like to X out the 2 years he played in Washington, but he did play those 2 years. But we can look here. Averaged 30 points a game. Shot almost 50% from the field. A little under 33 from three. 84 from the free throw. Effective field goal 50%, and that must be because he didn't shoot that many threes. PR 27.9. I wonder if that's the highest ever. Let's actually take a look, because that might be highest PRs in NBA history. Well, I'm sorry. I would like to look at a career. I probably could have went to StatHit if I wanted to, but okay, actually, and here we go on the comparison. So Nikola Jokic is actually number 1. Michael Jordan is 2. So Jokic is 1 at 28.08. Michael Jordan is 2 at 27.91. LeBron is 3 at 27.06. And believe it or not, Anthony Davis is 4 at 26.84. And Shaq is 5 at 26.43. And I doubt Kevin Durant's 10. He's at 25. He's not going to catch him. Giannis at 25.41. He probably won't catch him. He's super efficient, by the way. But he won't catch him because what his earlier years. And AD already had a leg up on him. Because I'm going to say AD had one super young year where he probably averaged 12 and 10 or 13 and 10 maybe. And actually, I don't even have to guess. I can look. I keep forgetting about that part. So what was 13? How many rebounds he averaged? 13 and 8. Then he immediately goes to 20 and 10, 24 and 10. Yeah, but with the block shots, the defensive numbers, yeah, and Giannis got that just a lot later. But back to Michael. PR 27.9, so he's second overall PR to Jokic. Win shares, 214 win shares. And if we were to look at some of his best years, yeah, let's just start here. Take this year all the way up until he retired the first time. So how many years is this? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7-year sample size. Michael was averaging 33 points a game on, what would he shoot? 51, almost 52% from the field. Now, Michael was playing 39 minutes a game, so he was playing a lot of minutes, but still at 51%, that's very effective. Threes, really, and it's a different era. You didn't have to take many threes. He shot less than 2 at 31%. Honestly, better than what I was thinking, to be honest with you. But these years I would consider his best years. Let's just use 7-year runs because it's probably easier. Let me make sure that this is 7 I can actually count. His best year, it's tough because he didn't win MVP the year he averaged 37. Actually, let's see who won the MVP that year. Magic Johnson won the MVP. Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I wonder if Michael, his team must not have been that good that year. Let's see. Yeah, they were 40 and 42 that year. So that makes sense why he didn't win it. And I'm pretty sure the Lakers probably won 65 games. So but after that, then he wins the MVP. But I'm pretty sure people knew because even his rookie year, it looks like he was 6th in MVP. Then he gets hurt the next year. And then literally every other season he plays, and this year that he plays 17 games shouldn't count. And even this year in Washington, his name alone got him MVP votes. But these seasons, he's averaging the most points in the league. Very efficient teams. In 92-93 season, he was the MVP. He was third. Oh, to Charles Barkley and Hakeem. Yeah, it's just the Michael Jordan effect. People were getting tired of him. He had that many MVPs in a row. Yeah, because he won 5 MVPs. He's top 3. Let's just look at his top 3 MVP seasons. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Top 3. And that's 10 out of 13 years. And then another 2 in Washington. 10 out of 13 years. But over a 10-year run, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So out of 11 years, rather. Out of 11 years, he was top 3 in the MVP vote. I wonder if that's similar to what Luka is doing. Now I have to pull up Luka. I want to see now if that's similar to what Luka's doing. Do they have him that high in the MVP categories? No, they don't. Yeah, Luka in 4th, 6th, 5th, 8th, and 3rd. Definitely different. Still really good, but definitely not as high on the list as you're thinking. But let's come here. Okay, off of Luka, back to Mike. So we see his greatness. So let's shift over to LeBron. So LeBron, career, average 27 points a game, 7.5 rebounds, almost 7.5 assists, almost 51% from the field. Well, I guess 50.6. Almost 35% from 3. I mentioned that yesterday. 73.5 from the free throw. Difference is the three ball, clearly, because his effective field goal percentage is 54%, and his PR is 27.1. Win shares 26.3. And win shares make sense because he's been in the league so long and he's been winning. I like how Basketball Reference, and I'm using Basketball Reference, by the way. I like how Basketball Reference has projections, actually, for the 24-25 season for him. They're saying in the 24-25 season for LeBron, he should average 26 points a game, shoot 36% from the field, 7.5 rebounds and assists. Ooh, man. That's still great. It says LeBron James has averaged at least 25, 5, and 5 in 16 different seasons. Can you name the other 5 to do this more than 5 times? Oh, more than 5 times. I wonder if Luka or Giannis is on there. I don't think Giannis with the assist though. Oh, I thought it was going to take me there. Why not just take me there, because I do have stat hit, so go ahead and take me there. Okay. So, what are you talking about for a career? Oh, okay. Okay, no. Luka, Giannis, Mike. Okay, let me read in my order. So, LeBron has 16 seasons of 25, 5, and 5. Is that what Yeah, 25, 5, and 5. LeBron has 16 seasons. Kobe has 8. I didn't realize Kobe averaged that many assists. Oscar has 8. Michael Jordan has 7. Giannis has 6. James Harden has 6. Luka has 5. Kevin Durant has 5. Steph Curry has 4. Russ has 10. And then you have a little bit more down the list. But those are the top 10. Top 10, LeBron, Kobe, Oscar, Mike, Giannis, James, Luka, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Very interesting. Okay. But back to LeBron. So let's look at what we would consider LeBron's peak seasons. Well, he was MVP 2 here, so will we say starting 05, 06? I guess kind of like how Mike will start in his second season. Let's give him 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And to be honest with you, LeBron still has more. Well, probably from points per game perspective, but he still averages 30 points a game when he was 37. So that's the thing about him. But, okay, so we have LeBron in a 7-game sample size like how we did with Mike earlier. LeBron averaged 28.7 points a game, shot 49% from the field, 33% from 3, averaged 7 rebounds, 7 assists. So, honestly, as far as stat-wise, Mike averages more points, shot better from the field, definitely shot better from the field, but LeBron's averaging more assists and more rebounds. Let's throw out rebounds. He's having more assists, so he's getting more people involved. Yeah, because rebounds, not really truly worried about it, especially from an offensive perspective, unless you're getting offensive rebounds, and that's generating points. But still, okay, now if we start looking at LeBron from his MVP, so he's been in MVP consideration since a rookie, but I wouldn't consider him an MVP personally that year. Even when he won MVP, he was 6th in MVP his second year. I want to say Cleveland wasn't even in playoff contention. Were they? No, 42-40. I don't think they made the playoffs. 4th in the Central Division. I doubt they made the playoffs. So, even then, I wouldn't have considered him. And this is a travesty in itself right here. Shaq should have won the MVP in my opinion. 15 points, I guess. The assists, 11.5 assists. But the Phoenix team, if I do remember right, they've won how many games? 62-20? But then I guess that's where people get upset with the argument is if you look at Shaq's stats, it's not really 22, when he rebounded, 22 and 10. How many games did Miami win that year? 59? Oh, so they was right there with him. Okay. Well, honestly, I do understand. And Shaq shot. Oh, that's from the field goal. I thought I said free throw for 60. I was like, I've never seen that from Shaq. He shot 46% from the free throw. That's probably where it took him down right there. But honestly, Steve Nash 15.5 points. That's probably what Shaq probably was mad at. But if Shaq would have averaged 25 or 26 points a game, then he probably would have won MVP. Just being honest. He did have more win shares, 48 per 48 win shares total that season. But yeah, the Suns. I can't remember if the Suns around that time. Let me see. He won at 30. Let's look at the previous season. What was their record? They were 29-53. That's why he won MVP. It's like the D Rose thing. That's why Steve Nash won MVP. Because the year before, well, hold on. Now I have to look. Before I say that, let me check to make sure this is not the year they got. Yeah, so the year they got Shaq. That must have been the year they got Shaq. But still, to go from 29 to 60 wins and then go from 42 to 59 wins. Yeah, that's the bigger jump. And then you have to look and see on the other fact, let's see, when did Steve Nash go to Phoenix? Did he go to Phoenix that year? Yeah, he went to Phoenix that year. That's why he won MVP. Now, he might not necessarily have been the best player, what anybody would consider the best player, but that's why he won MVP. Clearly why he won MVP. Yeah, I'm saying he comes to the team, and then now they're a 60-win team. Yeah, it's crazy how he starts with the team. They get rid of him. Clearly, they get rid of him. Go to Dallas. Finally becomes an all-star. Then transitions to a full MVP. Wonder where did he go into the draft? 15th pick, right outside the lottery. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go back to good old LeBron. Okay, so MVPs. Let's look at how many times LeBron was top 3 in MVP. Since that's what we did with Mike. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 total. I think Mike had 9. Now, I know it's more seasons. LeBron's played longer, obviously. But still, that's quite impressive. This year, he was... Who won it this year? Giannis won. Yeah, he wasn't winning over Giannis. They were trying to give it to him, though. But there was no argument. Giannis played too well that year. 29.5 points a game, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Yeah, no. Yeah, he couldn't do that to it. You couldn't do that to poor old Giannis? Okay. Now, actually, let's do that. Let's look at career highs. Start with Michael. So, oh man, see, I did it. I thought it was about to click over for me. It didn't click. Oh, yes, it did. Okay, we're gonna look at career highs for both guys. And I honestly just want to look at career high points. And then I might look at game score because game score just basically tells how well somebody's played. Okay. So, Michael's career high is 69. He has 4 60-point games. A string of 50-point games. What's that? A good bit. So, let's just say he scored 50 or more times 31 times. Really good. I doubt LeBron's done that. LeBron scored 60 once. LeBron scored 50 or more 14 times in the regular season. So, but we all know Michael's a better scorer than LeBron. But the game score, letting us know who's played better in an actual game. I'm pretty sure that's about to go to Michael too. Yeah, Michael's had a game score of 64.6. How many points did he score in that game? Yeah, that's the 69-point game. He had another one with 54.7. His game score 54.7. Scores 59 in that game. Yeah, super efficient. He was 21 for 27 that game. It was against the Detroit Pistons. Looks like right before the regular season ended. Whew, yeah, that's some monster games right there. But yeah, Mike has 4 game scores that are above 50. LeBron has 1. It's probably the 60. No, it's not the 60-point game. The 57-point game. Let's see. Was he efficient? 23 or 34. So it was efficient, but wasn't like uber efficient. Why was the game score so high? He scored, well, I guess since he scored 57. But still, a 61-point game is lower. His field goal percentage is not necessarily that much lower. His 3-point percentage is actually better because he goes 8 for 10 in that game. His free throw percentage is a little lower. 9 for 12 instead of 9 for 9. He has less rebounds, less assists in the 61-point game. But still, I'm pretty sure if it was him, he would take that game. But LeBron has 4. No, did I do that wrong? Oh, I might have been looking at game score, not points. No, we already did the points. It was 14. Okay. So obviously we know Mike's a better scorer. So let's take a look at. We looked at PER, win shares. If I had to take a guess, let's see if we actually have win shares on here. Because if I had to take a guess, Mike probably had won the win shares battle too. Yeah, because points in a season, Michael's going to win, but LeBron's played longer, so he's gonna have the more points total overall. Yeah, it's 40,000. He's gonna just keep adding to it. I wonder if he plays 2 more years. If he plays 2 more years, he should be approaching like 43,000 points. Yeah, plays 2 more years. Yeah, because honestly, he doesn't even put that many minutes on a playing time. Making 65 game threshold. 13 All NBA, and he should be good. Has 112 triple doubles. Doubt Michael's close to that. LeBron has 100. What I say? LeBron has 112 triple doubles. Michael has 28. So they're both really good at certain things. Clearly, Michael's the better scorer, and this is without a 3-point shot. LeBron is better all around, clearly, because he's still dishing out. But the thing is, LeBron's able to score and still dish out assists. And Mike could do it to a certain extent. Offensive ratings. This is interesting. I would like to look at the offensive rating versus the defensive rating. Let's look at that. Okay. Offensive rating. Michael, actually, instead of doing this, because I want to say I already have it up here. Okay. So on StatHead, I already have something similar up. So overall, let's just go one by one. And I believe everybody can still see my screen. I forgot to look over just to make sure. I'm still online. I don't believe I have anybody in the chat. Do I? Nope, I don't. It's okay. Somehow, I just keep saying warning. I'm not sure if that's not a good sign, but let's keep trucking on. All right. So, LeBron's played more games by about 400. Michael averages more points, averaged 30.1 to LeBron's 27.1. LeBron more rebounds, 7.5 to Michael's 6.2. LeBron 7.4 assists to Michael's 5.3. Steals 1.5 to 2.3. Won't get into blocks. Field goal percentage 50.6 to 49.7. 3-point percentage is higher, 34.8, 32.7. Free throws for Mike is higher, 83.5 to 73.6. So, now the box plus and minus. So, basically saying if Michael's on the court, his team is winning by average 9 points a game. And LeBron's on the court, 8.7. So, basically almost 9. And value above replacement. I have to really, actually, I was going to say I have to look that up, but let's look it up now. NBA, and let's put meaning. Okay. So it's an advanced statistic that estimates how many points a player contributes per 100 team possessions above replacement level player. This estimate is adjusted to an average team prorated to an 82-game season. So example, if VORP, again, value over replacement player, is 10, it means that they're making a 10-point difference for their team every game, assuming they share the same average teammates as everyone else. It's also possible for a player to have a negative VORP. Okay, so this VORP is dependent on the box plus minus statistic, which uses value to create unique rating scales for the league. Okay, so the higher it is, the better, obviously. But I'm assuming the longer you play, the better it is. So I wonder if you have to average it out for your seasons. That's interesting. Okay. Looking at awards, both will be in the Hall of Fame. Michael 6-4 won the championships. We know that. First team All NBA. LeBron 13. Michael 10. 13 is probably a record. If he might be tied with Kareem, I'm not sure. 20 All NBA, that's a record for sure. 11 to Mike, All Defense. 9 for Mike, 6 for LeBron, MVP. 4 to 5. Both should have more. Defensive Player of the Year, that honestly should be tied, but it's 1 Mike, 0 LeBron. Finals MVP, 6 to 4, obviously. And All Stars, LeBron's going to have more clearly, 20 to 14. So when looking at this stuff, this is what I want to look at. So the offensive rating. So Michael offensive rating. Okay, we have a definition. Let's use it. An estimate of points produced. I guess players' points produced or scored teams per 100 possessions. And defense, an estimated of points allowed per 100 possessions. So according to this, per 100 possessions, Michael would average 40.4 points a game. LeBron would average 36.7, making the offensive rating for Mike 118 to LeBron's 116. But also, when Mike's on the court, the team's giving up 103 points a game to LeBron's 105. So that would, for his team, for Mike's teams, that would mean he would be better on the court than somebody like LeBron. But honestly, both of them, it's going to be tough to just even use this to decide that. Because when you're looking at box plus minus, obviously, Michael's ahead of him, but it's just a little bit. You start looking at win shares, LeBron's played more, so that's clearly going to be higher, even on both sides. Mike still has a case for both. Look at offensive rebounds. Michael has more at 4.7% to LeBron's 3. Total rebounds, LeBron's going to have more. Assists, LeBron clearly has more at 36.3 to 24.9. And when you try to compare the guys, the true shooting percentage, 58.9 for LeBron, 56.9 for Michael. It's give or take, to be honest with you. It's tough to decide just off of statistics who's the best. You really have to see them play. And what people like about Mike is he was a dog. He went and got it. At the end of the day, it was like he didn't fear anybody. And I'm young that I really didn't see the games live, but when you go back and actually watch it, he didn't care who was on the court. He always felt he was the best player, even when he was older. He always felt like he was the best player. And I think there were stints in LeBron's career where he kind of struggled because I'm not sure if it was the pressure, because that's the thing with guys back then. They didn't have the social media aspect, because I couldn't imagine some of the stuff that Michael is accused of doing. Accused, you never know, but doing, and if that was brought to the light of day, if he would be thought of in the same light. Because the media would be all after him. Yeah, because, they was calling him, Black Jesus back then. But if they started talking about some of I don't know, was it gambling, some of the other things, and then Mike, I want to say he talks about in The Last Dance, but or let's say like Mike would go to the casino like right before the game, or just taking people's money. I'm like, that wouldn't be in the best of light. And I'm pretty sure players are still doing that today. And, players know how to hide from the media nowadays. They should, anyway. But some of that stuff, how big he was, they would have found out. Michael obviously couldn't travel anywhere anyway, but he really wouldn't be able to go anywhere if he was as big as he was in the 90s, and if we put that on a comparison level today, how big would that make him? I don't know. Are we talking about a Beyonce level big? Bigger than that? Taylor Swift maybe? Because I know Michael Jackson was big, but I wonder who was as far as fandom. Because you would say worldwide, but when Mike went to other countries, still big. So I truly wonder if you had a Michael Jackson versus Michael Jordan debate. I guess it depends on what genre you're in. Because if you like music, of course it's going to be Michael Jackson. But and everybody loves music, but for the sports fanatics, they're going to flock to Jordan. And sometimes not even the sports fanatics, they know the name Michael Jordan. Same with Michael Jackson, though. But LeBron, of course, people know LeBron, I would say, and you have super fans of LeBron as well. But how big, and the crazy thing is how big LeBron is, he still isn't to the level of fandom as Jordan was. Now, I'll say both players have their flaws. You see some of the tapes. I feel like some of the Jordan rules were make him go left, because I think they thought he didn't have a left hand, and you could tell. I think that's just how the game was back in the day. It wasn't as developed as is now. You look at it, you see some things. You're like, man, some of the kids today could definitely do some of the moves they couldn't do. But it was a tougher era back then because some of those guys were big. I look back and see some of these guys. I'm thinking these dudes are actually huge to be playing basketball in the 90s, and I was not thinking they would be just as burly as they are. But yeah, they weren't as skilled. Clearly wasn't as skilled as these guys are now. Yeah, you see high school freshmen doing windmills or 360, doing East Bays. Yeah, I'm gonna say kids back then. I'm gonna say you'd be happy just to dunk. So yeah, I'm thinking like 8th graders, and that even in my era, and that's not. I'm not even that old, but even in my era, you would be happy in 8th grade to dunk. And now, dunking. Yeah, but everybody wants to shoot the 3 now. The game's definitely changed because the mid-range is not used as much. And I wish I could go into it, but a lot of the shot charts and everything, they don't have the players back in the day, all the data on it like I would like. They would definitely have it on LeBron, but I doubt they would have anything on Mike. I could look at, actually, before I say that, let me look at Synergy. Let me see if Michael Jordan just happens to be in here. I doubt it, but might as well give it a shot. Yeah, he's not in here. Yeah, but they will have, one thing I do know, they will have good old LeBron in here. They're going to have LeBron. I wonder if they have even his rookie year. Yeah. No, actually, they don't have his rookie year. They have the year right after his rookie year. Because this year he averaged 27? No, 24. What is this based on? Yeah, he's never averaged 24 in a season. I wonder what they have this based on. Yeah, so Michael and LeBron, whose peak is better? I truly couldn't tell you. You can make cases for Mike. He's the better scorer, competitor. Does some of the efficiency metrics, the awards he has over LeBron. LeBron, for a guy that's not a scorer, to still be able to be the all-time leading scorer, average assists, he's probably going to be top 5 in assists. Looked at it yesterday. He has a really good shot at being top 5 in 3-pointers made. Probably top 10 in rebounds already, if I had to take a guess. So LeBron is going to be like the statistical GOAT. Yeah, as far as awards, I can't really see the Lakers really winning anything. So I don't think, unless LeBron just goes from team to team, I think those days are done for him. But yeah, it's always gonna be a fun debate. Yeah, because when you actually start looking at it and start diving into the numbers, it's like it's really a lot closer than you think. You know what we didn't look at and what we can look at before we go? Let's look at some of these playoff metrics, because that'll kind of, and I think honestly this is what a lot of people like to use championships for debate. So let's look at these. Let's look at these playoffs and get a better look. Okay, so Michael for his playoff career, he's averaged 33.4 points a game. That is incredible. There has been, other than is that his rookie year? When did he come? Actually, when did he come into the league? Is it 84, 85? Yeah. Other than his rookie year, he has never averaged less than 30 points a game in the playoffs, which is incredible. LeBron's not coming close to that. I can tell you that right now. Not coming anywhere close to that. LeBron's averaged 28. So, still, it's better than the regular season numbers. That's what you want. Average 9 rebounds in the playoffs. 7 assists still. 41 minutes a game for LeBron. 41 minutes, almost 42 for Mike. So that's what you're looking at. It's 43 points a game in 3 games. This is crazy. But it looks like Mike didn't make it out the first round for a while. It was 3 years, then made it first round, and then kind of took off. Took off from there. LeBron, I know in the second season he made it. Then he had a long run of making the playoffs until he first joined the Lakers. Yeah, LeBron's finals run though is 10 straight finals is crazy, and that's the thing. Mike had a few breaks in there, and so that's what people, LeBron fans, that's what you're going to argue against. If he didn't take those breaks, he might have burned himself out. Or he did burn himself out and he had to take a break to fully recover while other people are playing, damaging their body. And he's resting, or he's playing baseball, but not playing basketball, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, but LeBron's points per game in the playoffs are a lot higher than I thought they were going to be. Yeah, because he has this average of 34 right here, average 35 early in his career. So this is interesting. Yeah, because his best years, he would have been close to averaging about 30. Yeah, I think this what series it is. Yeah, this playoffs right here is what killed everything. And honestly, it's because of the last series when they played against Dallas. Yeah, and I think that's what happened, because we didn't know he was staying with Cleveland here. We did know we didn't know if he was staying with Cleveland or going. We had a good hunch because he played in Boston. But that year, did he play Boston that year? No. I can't remember if he played Boston. No, he did play Boston. I think Boston played the Magic that year in 09-10. And then he leaves for Miami, goes on a run 8 straight years, getting to the finals. Yeah, is that 8? Yeah, that's 8. 8. Missed playoffs 1 year. I'm going to say wins championship. But, yeah, both players are great, man. You can't. Yeah, it's hard to, if you want to say rings, you can't really use the rings argument is cool, but there's other players with more rings than both. Both are leaders on their team. Both are incredibly great players. I try to think of sometimes of different eras and who could play in which era. I think both players can play in both eras just because Mike's athletic enough to play in this era. Good defensively. He would probably be, instead of 200, he'd probably be around about 210, 215 in this era. Probably be just as strong. Would definitely have a 3-point shot. I would see him as probably a souped up Jimmy Butler if I had to take a guess. He'd probably be a souped up Jimmy Butler. Yeah, be able to get to that mid-range shot, pest defensively, a workaholic. That's kind of what I would see when I think of Mike in this era. Yeah, Jimmy could. And Jimmy plus is still Jimmy's a great player by himself. Adding extra dimension to Jimmy, giving Jimmy with some extra hops in a sense. Yeah, Jimmy would be that guy. And then LeBron back then, they wouldn't be able to guard him. In a sense, it's like a Karl Malone who's a little bit leaner but can move. And Karl could already move. And people don't like Karl. You know, I don't like Karl either after I found out. But just the play style and thinking on that of what type of player that is. And then he learned, and then LeBron learns eventually how to shoot. And I would assume Michael will learn how to shoot as well in this era. Yeah, he would both. It doesn't matter. I feel like great players, great players, no matter what era they're in, they're going to be great. Doesn't matter what era you put them in, they're going to be great in the era. Larry Bird would be great in this era. I would say a 6'9", 6'10". I don't care if he's white, black, Asian, whatever he is. He's going to be great. Yeah, like a 6'10" guy that can shoot. Yeah, that can move. It's going to talk trash to you. Yeah, if you think about it, look at Luka. Look at Jokic. They're not the fastest guys playing. They're smart. They're crafty. They understand how to get the shot off. They get the shot off clearly against 7-footers. Yeah, they get to the basket when they want. Yeah, it'd be the same way. The greats would be great. Now, what I don't think, and I know this is just a LeBron and Mike peak discussion, but we'll end it here. What I do not think is the role players. I don't think the role players back then would be able to compete with the role players back now. And some of the role players today's game might have been, some of them would have shot to be stars. And not necessarily, when I say star, not Hall of Fame great, not anything like that. But I think some of them would actually have a shot to be an actual star in the league. Some guys, and probably some guys you're not thinking of, because the tougher guys in the league, somebody like Draymond, and to me, he's just in a great situation. But somebody like Draymond would not be a tough guy back then. He could play tough all they want, but then you got people like Dennis Rodman, who's actually just crazy and insane, and would just be messing with Draymond all the way up the court. Then you can hand check, but that doesn't help because you have the rip through move. So players in this, and then that's why people, when they say the hand check, it doesn't necessarily work, because players in this era are too crafty, and that's why that rip through move Durant started. I'm not sure if he started it, but he perfected it. And that Chris Paul has too. That's why that rip through move is. That's why they had to take it out, because anytime you stick your hand in, you couldn't. You couldn't. So anytime a defender would do that, they would literally rip the ball up and go for a shot every single last time. So that would not work in this era. But yeah, I think some of the role players in today's era, just because the game's a little bit more athletic now. The IQ of some of the players today, I will say that the IQ of some of the players is very bad, and it's clearly not good at all. It's like sometimes it's like you have teams with, you're not team full of shooters, but you're still trying to shoot 30, 40 threes a game. Yeah, it's probably not what you should be doing. You have big guys, you don't use them. Yeah, the Pistons. I'm interested to see how they do this year, because they paid what's the guy, he's been hurt a lot. Let me look up the Pistons. PG. I can't think of his name off the top of my head for whatever reason. Let's look up Cade Cunningham. Yeah, they paid Cade Cunningham. But they did get Tobias Harris. I think he's going to be good for him. I know 76ers fans don't really care for him, but when you look at every statistical analytic, Tobias Harris is actually a very good player. He shoots the ball well. He plays defense well. I think he's going to be good for you. Duran, they need to get him going, because I believe Duran can be. Let me see if I can. I would like to see how he is offensively. Very good offensively. I do like to see the big man pick and roll man cut to the basket. Needs to work probably on make sure he doesn't turn the ball over when he's cutting to the basket. But I think he can be very good big man. They're just gonna have to play him. But yeah, so they do have Asar Thompson. Don't know too much about how he's going to progress in the league. Tim Hardaway. All right. And I know this is just supposed to be a LeBron and Jordan debate. Then got to the Pistons somehow. Okay, let me end this. So, again, LeBron, Jordan, you pick who's better. They're both great. Just know that. Even if you hate them, that's still number 1 and 2 all time. And I feel like there should not be a debate about it. People say Kareem, throw Kareem in there. Cool. Kareem he was the primary scorer, but if we dive into it, they want to throw Kareem in there. Okay, let's dive into it. 7'2", 255. Okay, and he probably wasn't even 255. He probably was like 230. Okay, so wins MVP. Milwaukee, 3 times? 3 times, and then I don't know when Magic gets to the Lakers, but he's clearly not the same guy when he gets to the Lakers, because he starts going 27. The rebounds are crazy though. 16, 26 and 13, and believe it or not, now 30 or 27, 16 might get you the MVP, but 26 and 13 is not giving you MVP because Giannis is averaging somewhere close to that. And this 24 and 10, not getting you MVP. Just letting you know that right now. So these are things that I kind of look at and like, okay, he was good, but at the end of the day, that sky hook, and he shoots a good percentage, which I do like. Let's take his 7 years, and I'll take this year because he won MVP. And let's take, that might be more than 7, but that's fine. He averages 29 on 55%, 15 rebounds a game. Yeah, that is great actually. Not gonna lie, that is great. But when is he? I thought he should have won the championship out here. Hold on, let me go to playoffs. Yeah, okay, so he wins the championship this year. Averages 26, but in the regular season he averaged 30, didn't he? Yeah, he averaged 30. Shoots 51% from the field, so I wonder what happens there. The Lakers, he averaged 31. All right, good. That's what I expect. Averages 20 here. So this is, you kind of see the tail off. So, he wins 5 championships, but I want to say 4 of them. No, he wins 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. So out of his 6 championships, let me see when Magic came to that team. Magic Johnson came in 1980? Oh, okay. So Magic Johnson won. So basically, he won all the championships with Magic Johnson. See, that's they had some great teams back then. Okay, let's go because I go on a tangent. We'll save this for another video. But yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, because I'll start just diving into stuff. Okay, all right. Till next time. Bye. Let me figure out how to turn this thing off.